Alright, you guys, at request, someone has told me that my last video showed the 1-star crossbow. It's a little OP and it's a little higher level, so someone requested that I use a longbow or something of a lower level that can actually compete inside Catacombs. While not as great as a crossbow 1-star, namely because a crossbow 1-star can actually get you through with half the durability 1 Catacombs, you can still do the Catacombs equivalent with, say, 2 longbows. And I'm going to talk about a 1-star longbow, which you can make. I don't recommend it because I like sinew, and I could rather make a crossbow for that, but we're going to go ahead and make the no-star longbow. This is still capable of doing a Catacombs, and what we're going to need is 2 of these guys in order to complete 1 Catacombs. Now, as I've said before, you don't necessarily need armor in order to do a Catacombs. In fact, you don't really need food, water, or anything of the sort in order to complete one, because the Catacombs is a food pantry. It comes with all the necessities. So let's go ahead and get started right on our first Catacombs. Luckily for us, I have a Catacombs. It's actually not too far off, and plenty of energy to get there. All Catacombs maps are the same to bear in mind, so once you learn the map, it gets a lot easier to easily bypass a lot of these features. Now, a bow is capable of taking on a zombie. It takes 4 hits, with the first one being a critical, so you got to get the sneak up on a zombie. 2, 3, 4. And as you see, we only took 1 hit from the zombie. A bow is perfectly capable of doing this, but as you can see, it really does eat through durability. There's going to be a problem. It's going to take us more than 4 hits. It's going to take us 5, which is not good for our durability. Secondary thing I like to do is I actually like to bring a dagger when I come to the Catacombs. The daggers are actually more efficient. They have a little bit more durability than a longbow, and they can just as effectively kill a zombie in 4 hits. As I said, you're going to get plenty of food and more as you come into these areas. Oh, the zombie's actually looking at me. That is not good. I will not be able to sneak in there. I do not like that. Let's get some food first. If we're going to get food, let's go to the guaranteed barrel hidden over here. 2, 3, 4 shots. And sometimes you get a miss, which sucks. Now, unlike the crossbow, the longbow takes more hits on a spider as well, but spiders are relatively easy to deal with compared to zombies, because you can kill a spider in under 2 shots. 1, take 1 hit or a miss, run, sneak, then sneak up on your target one more time, get him a 2nd shot, and he's dead. As I said, 2 shots, no problem. The great thing about these spiders is they also drop lots of rope occasionally. Mostly they drop venom, but they will drop rope as well. And this is good for replacing your materials on your longbows that you might be using inside the Catacombs, because it can take several longbows to complete one of these runs. But I guarantee you'll get more than enough materials to replace them. 1 shot on the spider, run, make sure he's facing the other direction. Utilize your map. Your map actually shows the arrows of where the mobs are actually pointing. If they're pointing at you, that's a bad thing. That means they can see you a lot easier. There's a group of spiders. Let's go ahead and pull one of these spiders out. Let them see us. Don't let them get in range. And as you can see, we can go ahead and get our first shot off. Run, sneak. He's already looking the opposite direction. And dead. Spiders do not have a very good angle, so if as long as you're at an angle on them, a good, at least let's say a 45-degree angle, you can still sneak up on them with a long-ranged weapon. And the good thing about the long-range weapon is you never really have to worry about getting swarmed. Now he's looking at us. Let's go ahead and use our... Oh, no, he's no longer looking at us. As I said, spiders do not guarantee to drop rope. It's more of an uncommon drop, but useful when it is. Barrel over here. Let's see if we can grab some more food. Or a chest. This is a chest. No, it's a barrel. Okay. Food, bandages, water, all the necessities to get through a level that you could have brought and wasted a bunch of room. Or we can just pick up what we need in the catacombs. There's only spiders in this corridor. So that's all you have to deal with. 2 shots, no big deal. It's not as easy as a 1-shot crossbow, but, you know, still doable. Before I got my hands on a 1-star crossbow, this is the method that I used. Well, typically I would also bring a dagger and a bow. The dagger I'd use to take on the zombies, while the bow I used to take on the spiders. The reason being is the dagger can do enough damage that even if you don't get a critical hit off, you can still kill a zombie in under 4 hits while only taking 1 hit. It's a very fast weapon. Bows have a little bit longer of a draw time, so if you miss, you're probably going to take another hit. That was a dumb move. Sneak on sneak allowed me to change the direction of the spider. He still saw me. One thing to keep in mind is if you actually get the sneak shot on something, this guy like impossible to sneak up on or something. You're a pain in my butt. I can't sneak up on this guy. He won't let me. Can't be this. Yeah, I guess it was. My curse was too high. The idea is you really don't need armor as long as you minimalize how many hits you're taking. And as you can see, if I can kill a zombie before it gets 2 hits off, that's actually pretty dang good. If I can kill a spider before it gets 2 hits off, that's also dang good. The easiest way to use this, or utilize this, is to make sure to utilize your sneak. And as long as you use long-range weapons, typically you don't have to worry about being mobbed, which is what gets most people killed. For those who don't know, being mobbed usually means that your curse got way too high and all the mobs are now rushing in from every corner of the level and taking you on. Because curse is just that nasty. Believe it or not, I do not like getting my curse above 20. Most people say just don't let it get above 50. I don't like 20. Namely because you can't sneak up on a lot of mobs. As you can see, we're almost out of our first bow, but that'll at least be able to get us to our first butcher. These chests right here in the middle, there are 4 surrounding this entire pillar. They usually drop a lot of food and water and Mara. I have seen them drop other things, but it's not all that common. You're mostly going to get foodstuffs out of there. Damn, I missed. It's a 2nd hit, guaranteed. Yay, food. Food is good. And that bone crusher is a little bit closer than I expected. Usually they hide back in the back corner. Maybe I drew him out by accident. I don't know. Let's not grab his attention. Spider sees me. That's not good. Took way too many hits. And I just healed too. Some good stuff. Go make me some pyromancer rings. Also, a good replacement for the bow. Pyromancer rings are just a little bit faster on the draw time when it comes to weapons, so they will kill zombies faster, but they do the exact same amount of damage. They do have a little bit more durability, which can be beneficial. Alright, we got our first bone crusher over here. So let's make sure that we can at least withstand one hit, because that might be what we take. Maybe I can take less if I can pull this off right. So let's grab his attention by unsneaking. As long as I have the reinforced boots, I can actually outrun him. Then just re-sneak and I can drop him off. As long as he stays on the edge of your map up there in the corner, you can still sneak out of him. If he drops out of the edge and he comes any closer, then he can still you can't sneak out of it, and he'll probably tag you. And one of the tricks I like to use is there's one guaranteed you can do with a mob. If a mob tags you once and it goes to attack, the attack animation is long enough for every single mob that you can usually run and sneak away before they can even move. This can be used on zombies, on bone crushers, and I'll go ahead and show you that right here. I'm going to go ahead and let him tag me once, which will allow me to control him, stop him in this position, and then sneak out. Luckily I got missed. But now I'll usually maintain only one hit, but that allows me to still get away from him and control where he's being positioned. And a lot of people, they want to take on these bone crushers. By all means, if you really want to, grab yourself some good armor and have at it. Me personally, I think it's a waste of durability on your weapons, your resources, and other things. Because usually at these early levels, you don't need the materials that he drops. And this is the best chest that drops inside the catacombs. As you can see, it has a different texture on the top of the chest. It has 4 stripes going across it, one of them which is actually hidden. And usually contains a lot of scrolls. You're going to get your high-level scrolls from these, 2 stars, 1 stars. And thank you for proving me right. Stone axe, scroll 1. I don't really need stone anymore. Wow, I actually got something I didn't have. And of course our infamous brimstone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to cut it short because I'm running out of memory, but this is how you can actually complete a catacombs with a longbow. It's completely doable. No, you do not need armor. Don't waste your resources. It's not worth it. You don't need to bring any food or Mara. Just play smart, utilize your sneak, and know how to sneak up and how long it takes you to kill an enemy. Avoid the zombies' view of range. There's so many ways to circle around mobs. If a zombie is facing directly at you, you can easily just take a different corridor, come back around, and hopefully snipe him from behind. Getting that first critical hit off is kind of essential to most zombies. So what's going to be the difference between taking 1 hit or 2 hits? And the zombies are the ones you got to watch out for. They're the ones that hurt. So you want to be able to kill them before they can get the second hit off on you. Like this one's looking at me. There is another way to actually go around him. We can actually take this corridor right here and zoom around here. I don't think I did clear this one. Don't think I cleared over here though. I might not have enough time. That's a zombie, I'm sure. Yes, that's a zombie, I'm sure. Yes, zombies you can sneak past. The problem is when you do sneak past them, you're going to have to deal with the spiders that are wandering around, and those guys will start to mob you, so it is usually best to go ahead and clear some paths. This prevents you from taking maximum amount of damage and getting mobbed, and what you don't want in this no armor method and sneaking around is to be mobbed. That is what's going to get you killed. And if you do die, please